Hey everyone. So the internet has descended into flames by the end of last week following the Truth About Pearl video from Sa Ra Garvey. And there's been so many videos, lives, call-in shows, man, and all that civil war has broke out, in which the dividing lines of where people sit on this is clear, at least to my vantage point. Now, this was initially started by Jason Black and now set ablaze by Sa Ra's latest video. And I watched the video a few times to make sure I didn't miss anything, and I couldn't help but get the impression, I hope I wasn't the only one here, that this was a purely calculated, choreographed attack. Now, I'm not saying what the contents of what he said was lies or was fabricated. Actually, no. I think what he said was 100% facts. And that's not based on me believing him, but based on how the individuals have responded to what was said. I'm like, yeah, he's on here, because it was so much evasion, so much redirection, so much just, yeah. When I listened to some of the videos I've been listening to, yep, I believe what he said was 100% facts. But when I say choreographed, calculated, I'm talking about the optics of the video. Because what was the first thing that you noticed, or should have noticed? My man's wearing all black with an African chain on against an all white background. I'm like, bro, man did it up this time, because I'm familiar with Sa Ra content, his videos and his content over the years, more so than a lot of his subscribers who have recently joined his channel because of this whole situation. And I've never seen his fit like that on any of his videos. Hell, even on any of his interviews he did with the likes of Toby Robinson, who he's interviewed twice now. And Sa Ra's he's not dumb. He's a very intelligent guy. So he knew exactly what he was doing and when he did it. And obviously talking about colonial slave masters in the video, bruh, masterfully done. No joke. And that's why I'm like, they had to be premeditated, because if it wasn't premeditated, things would look so different. Now, of course, I understand it's a video and optics do play a part in video, so I get that. But it just means to me, talking about how I just want my people to know and warn people, it just doesn't come across as being genuine. It comes across as, some people said, bitter because he maybe have not got the contract offer that he maybe would have thought. He might have thought he was disrespected. That might be part of it. But I do think a lot of it as well is to do with, again, how Jason Black set it all off with the whole coming at the whole Nick Fuentes situation, that angle. And maybe he thought, because everyone else was getting attacked who was associated with Pearl as well. They thought maybe this was the perfect time, again, with the whole contract situation. This is the perfect situation to just separate myself from the whole situation, act as if I'm some sort of like a whistleblower and land that blow, and hopefully it hits in the way it did. And yep, it did. It hit well. And again, internet's been on fire for the last few days. But this is where my question is to Sa Ra. Who let the fox in the hen house? How much responsibility do you share in regards to the situation? Because again, you liken the whole situation to a colony, colonial slave masters and all that kind of other stuff. You made the analogy in your video. And I'm like, well, okay then, bro. But how much responsibility lies on your shoulders? Because you were with Pearl since day one. You pretty much showed her the interior. Because this is an outsider now. This is even the worst thing. She ain't someone who's grew up here, knows the lay of the land here. No. This is an outsider who's come in. So who showed her in? Who gave her the lay of the land? Was that you by any chance? And let's bring it back to your analogy about, colonialism and what took place, because history books will back me up on this. That when the Europeans came to the continent, they were perched up on the outside, because obviously they came by boat at that time. And who was it who let them in, showing the lay of the land? It was one of us. And then something happened, and, the rest is history. We all know about the transatlantic slave trade. But the point is, somebody had to show the lay of the land, somebody had to let her in, and somebody had to give her the keys to the kingdom, because that is what it is right now, for all intents and purposes. Talks about my Africans and all that kind of other stuff. I'm like, well, okay, that may be true, but how much responsibility do you hold on this? How much of the blame should be shouldered at yourself? And of course, like I said beforehand, other black men who helped facilitate the situation. So this is why I can't let you off the hook and let you divorce yourself from this whole situation and not look at this whole situation for what it is and have to look at your role in this. I know this is YouTube. I know you can't stop anyone from doing anything. I get that. But let's be honest. The niche that she's pulled up in, the people who she's contacted, the game that she got it from, this is all from people. And again, Sarah, bro, you're not an idiot. You knew about colonialism. You knew about the way it all works. You pretty much damn near got a PhD in the thing. So you can't feign ignorance. You can't feign ignorance. Where was your spirit of discernment at that point? Because you've been with her for I don't know how many months it was. And how did you not see this coming, bro? How did you not see this coming? Or was it at the time you was getting what you wanted, so you didn't care? And this is, again, going back to the whole history and how during slavery, there were Africans, other black people who enlarged their portion during that whole time. Don't get it confused. All black people weren't, it wasn't all to the detriment of black people. We know this was the case. But guess what? Like, as you know, is in the contract with, if the percentages are believed to be true in its exact figure, maybe the Europeans got a bigger portion than what the Africans got. But the Africans thought, oh, it's okay, I'm eating good. You Africans, you're poor over there, but me, no, I'm eating good. Where this idiot didn't realize he's only getting 20% when he should have been getting 80%. See the difference? See how these things work? You see, this is why I'm saying, when in my last video I did on this, I talked about how I understand how slavery happened. I understand how these things work. And I'm like, yes, this whole situation just reminds me, if the present is anything to go off, I know exactly what took place, or I have a great idea as to what took place way back when. And at the end of the day, I'm going to say this. I said this before and I say it again. We have no one to blame but ourselves. Who let the fox in the hen house? Who showed the lay of the land? Who was the one who brought these people from the exterior to the interior? And the rest is history. And now the empire is built. Now you just have to sit there and take that. We have to sit there and take that. So who let the fox in the hen house? Whose responsibility is this? Who has to shoulder some of the blame? And for me, Sarah, you are front line and center when it comes to that question. Let me know your thoughts on this. Until next time.